Hello everyone, welcome to yet another informative video by Intellipaat. In today's video, we will explore the logical reasoning section for CAT. Whether you are a seasoned caretaker or just starting your preparation journey, this video is packed with tips and tricks that will help you ace the section. But before we dive into the session, I would like to request you to enable both the subscribe button and bell icon for Intellipaat YouTube channel so that you won't miss out any updates coming from our team. Now, let's see our today's agenda. We will start with coding and decoding problem. Then we will see some series completion problem. After that, we will look into the seating arrangement problems. Later on, we will covering some clock based problem. And lastly, we will look at some direction sense problem. And with this, we will conclude today's video on logical reasoning for CAT. I hope I have made myself clear with the agenda for today's video.
Okay guys, now let's jump on to our first topic in our agenda, that is coding and decoding problems. So in coding and decoding problems, we basically encrypt or decrypt any word, letter or sentence which is based on a set pattern or a code based on some set of rules, right? So these can be done with various rules or patterns so that only the right person can decode it. So coding refers to the process of transforming a given word, phrase or a set of numbers into a coded form which is based on a specific rule or pattern, whereas decoding is the reverse process of coding. It involves deciphering the coded word, phrase or a set of numbers to reveal the original form by applying the same rules or pattern which is used for coding. Like here, we can see how SMILE is coded as SM3L2, and by applying the same rule, we are going to decode SM3L2 to SMILE, right? And now, before we jump on to solving the problem, there are some basic things that we have to keep in mind while solving these kinds of problems. So, we need to keep the positional values of the alphabet both in the forward and backward directions in our mind. So as we can see here, A is having the positional value of 1, B as 2, C as 3, D as 4 and so on. So these are the values that were in forward direction. And in the same manner, if we see this in the backward direction, we have A as 26, B as 25, C as 24, D as 23 and so on. So while solving the problem, we need to keep these values in our mind that will help solve these questions faster. Okay, now let's jump on to our first problem, and the question is, in a certain code language, horse is written as 71417184, then the word monkey is coded as. So how to approach this question, right? So first we have to see what we have given in the question. So in the question, we have given that horse is written in some numeric code, right? So from that given numeric code, we have to find some pattern and we have to see how that certain word is written in that particular numeric code. And once we get some pattern from that, using that pattern, we have to find how monkey is coded as using the same pattern, right? So let us try to find out some pattern from the given value. So here I have written all the alphabets of that word in different boxes, and according to that I have written the numeric code for each letters, right? So whenever we get a problem like this where a certain word is written in a numeric code, our first approach should be that we should convert our alphabets, each alphabet in the positional value, right? So when we write the positional value of each alphabet, we get some hint or some matching pattern with the code that we have given here. So let's write the positional value of all these alphabets. So the positional value of H is 8, positional value of O is 15, positional value of R is 18, positional value of S is 19, and positional value of E is 5. So just see that positional value and the code we have, numeric code that we have given. What you can see is that the numeric code for each alphabet is only one less than from the positional value of that alphabet, right? So what we can do here is just subtract 1 from each positional value. So once you do the subtraction, you will get your values. So for H, you get the coded value as 7, O get the coded value of 14, R get the coded value of 17, S get the coded value of 18, and E get the coded value of 4. So here we got the pattern of how horse is written in certain numeric code, right? So using this pattern only, we are going to write a numeric code for monkey, right? So here I have written all the alphabets in different boxes accordingly, and we are using the same pattern that we got from the previous one. So first what we will do here is we write the positional value of each alphabet. So the positional value of M is 13, for O it is 15, for N it is 14, for K it is 11, for E it is 5, for Y it is 25. So here we got the positional value of each alphabets. Now we have to subtract 1 from each positional values. So once you subtract that, you get the values accordingly for each alphabet. So here you can see we got the coded numeric value for M, which is 12, for O 14, for N it is 13, for K it is 10, for E it is 4, and for Y it is 24. So for monkey we got a numeric code that is 121413104424. So this is the numeric code for monkey. So let's go to our question. So here we can see option B is the number that is matching with that. That is 121413104424. So this is the answer for this question. I hope now you got an understanding of how to approach these kinds of questions and find a pattern from their given values, right? Now let us see our next question, and the question is, in a certain code language, terminal is written as NSFUMBOJ and towers is written as XPUTSF. How is MATE written in that code? So we are going to approach this question similarly how we approached that previous one. So what we will do, first of all, we see what we have given is in this question. So we have given that terminal is coded in some alphabetical code, that is NSFUMBOJ, and towers is also coded in an alphabetical code, that is XPUTSF, right? So these are the two values that we have given in this question. So like the previous question, we don't have here the numeric code. In this question we are having the alphabetical code, so we can't use the positional values, or whether it be forward or backward positional value, because that approach is not going to be used in this question, right? Because here the code is in alphabetical form. So let us see how to approach this question and how to solve that. Now here, as you can see, I have written each alphabet in different boxes. So this will be helpful and it will be easy while solving or trying to find some pattern from our given values, right? So this is what we have given, terminal, and so this we have given a coded word, that is NSFUMBOJ, right? So we have to find a relation between these two, or I can say a pattern of how this terminal is coded in this alphabetical code, right? So just focus on these two only. You will get to see, or you will get to notice one thing, that every next letter of these is present in this. So if I will say next to T we get U, next to E we get F, next to R we get S, next to M we get N, right? So what we can see here, that next alphabets of all these letters are present here, right? And if you can see here, I, next we get J, N, next we get O, A, next we get B, L, next get B, next that we get is M. So the approach we are following in this question is, first of all, divide this alphabet into half. So I've divided these into half, and now what we are going to do is just write the next alphabet of each letters here. So after T you get U, after E you get F, after R you get S, after M you get N, right? So here you can see U, F, S, N, and in this bottom you can see all letters are present here, but they are not in the correct order. So now what we are doing here is just interchange the first and fourth element and interchange the second and third element. So once you interchange that, you will get the code, that is NSFU. So you get the half code, how it is coded, right? So using the same approach we have to follow in the second half. So for I, the next letter is J, for N the next letter is O, for A the next letter is B, and for L the next letter is M. And using the same approach that we have followed this side, we are going to interchange first and fourth element, second and third element. And once you interchange that, you will get MBOJ. And now you get the complete code of how terminal is written in this NSFUMBOJ, right? So now you got the logic, or I can say pattern, that these values are following, right? Now let us see another value also that was given in this question, which should also follow this similar pattern, right? So let's see that. So here is our second value, that is towers, which is written as XPUTSF. So using the similar approach, what we will do first is divide this word into half. So here you can see you are getting 3 letters each side, right? So using the similar approach, what here we will do, that here we have only 3 letters at a side. So what we will do here, first we will write the next letters of each alphabet here. So that will be U, which will come after T, after O it will be P, after W it will be X. And using the similar approach that we have followed in the previous one, what we will do here, we will interchange first and third letter. So once you interchange that, and here we are keeping P as it is in position, we are just interchanging 1 and 3, right? So here you can see XPU, we got the half coded part, and we are using the similar approach on the second half also. And by that, F, which comes after E, S, which comes after R, and T, which comes after S. And here again we are interchanging first and third element, and once you interchange that, here you get the coded word, right? So you can see here that both that values that were given in the question are following the same approach, and using this approach we are going to find how mate is written, right? So we will find now how mate will be written using this pattern only. So first of all, as we have seen, we have to divide this word into half. We will divide this, and once we will divide this, what we have to do is we have to write the next alphabet that will be coming after each letter. So that will be N after M, B which will come after E, then U which will come after T, F which will come after E, right? So once you have written the next alphabet, what we will do here we are only having 2 elements each side. So as we have followed in previous one, we are going to follow the same pattern, and what we will do here, we will interchange just these first and second elements from both halves, right? So in first half also we are going to interchange first and second element. In second half also we are interchanging first and second element. So once you interchange that, you will get BNFU as your code, or I can say a alphabetical code for mate. So this will be going to our answer for MATE, that will be BNFU, right? So now let's jump to our question and see if this option is present there or not. So as you can see, the option is available here, that is BNFU option C, and this is the answer for this question. I hope you get the logic, how we are finding logics in this question using the given values, right? Now let's jump on to our third question in this coding and decoding problem. So here the question is, based on the information given below, answer the following question. So we have to answer our questions based on the information that we have given here, right? So let us see what we have given here. We are given that balloons are blue is coded as 834, rainbows in sky is coded as 723, carpet is beautiful is coded as 629, box is heavy is coded as 325. So using this four information that we have given here, we should have to find a pattern that they were following to code these sentences into these kind of values. So let us see what should be our approach, and let us try to find a pattern in this. So here I have written all that alphabets in different boxes, and let us try to find a pattern using that. So we have given that these balloons are blue are written in, so in the question we have given that balloons are blue are coded in this numeric format, that is 834, right? So by simply seeing this, you will get an idea of what pattern actually this is following, right? Now what I have done here, that I have divided all the words in different colors. Now just do calculate all the letters that were present in each word, right? So for balloons there are 8 letters present, and for R there are 3 letters, and for blue there are 4 letters, right? So as you can see, we have 8 letters in balloon, 3 letters in R, 4 letters in blue, and that's how it is coded 834. So it's nothing, just they are calculating the number of alphabets present in each word and converting that into a form of code, right? So let's check other informations also using this pattern only, right? So next they have given is rainbow in sky, right? So in this also we are going to follow the same approach, and by that approach, rainbow as having 7 alphabets, in having 2 alphabets, sky having 3 alphabets. So this will be coded as 723, and this is what it is given in the question. This is not what I am telling, right? So it was written in the question only. So what we have said is, we have given all this and we have checked balloons are blue, how it is coded as 834, rainbow in sky, how it is coded as 723. So in the same manner, if you see for carpet is beautiful, you will get to know why it is coded as 629. Like you can see, carpet is having 6 letters, is having 2 letters, beautiful is having 6 letters, and that's how it is coded as 629. And in the same manner, box is heavy is coded as 325, right? So now let's see what the question is. So our first question is, what will be the code for India is a beautiful country? So using that same pattern, we have to find how India is a beautiful country is coded as. So what we have to do, simply just see how many words are present in this sentence. So we have India is a beautiful country. We have actually 5 words that were present in this sentence, right? So in that manner, our code should be a 5-digit numeric code, right? And in that case, option A and E will be get eliminated directly, right? Now we are only left with 3 options, that is option B, C and D. Now let's try to find our code in that similar manner. So India is having 5 alphabets, is having 2 alphabets, A is a single alphabet, beautiful is having 9 alphabet, and country is having 7 alphabet. So in that case, option B is our answer to this question. right? Now let's see our next question. So our next question is, which of the following can be coded as 35724? So this code is actually a 5-digit code. So our sentence should have 5 words, right? So in that case, we are only left with option C, which having 5 words in that sentence, and rest all will get eliminated because they are having more or less alphabets other than 5. So we can also check this with our pattern, that TAG having 3 letters, that is 3, Mahal having 5 letters, that is 5, located having 7 letters, in having 2 letters, Agra having 4 letters, and this is our answer to the question, Taj Mahal located in Agra, right? I hope you get an idea like how to approach question using the values that were given in the question, right? Now let's jump on to second topic on our agenda, that is series completion problems. So in a series completion problem, it basically tests your ability to identify and predict patterns or relationships within a given sequence of numbers, letters or symbols, right? So in a series completion problem, you are basically presented with a sequence and your task is to determine that missing elements in the sequence which is based on the established pattern or rule. So the series completion problem having various types including numeric series, alphabetical series or symbol based series. Now let's jump on to our first problem, and the question here is, replace the question mark in the given series with the suitable option. And here we have given a series, and the series is 1 1 4 8 9 27 16 and question mark. So we have to find the value that will be coming in place of question mark, right? So just pause this video for a few seconds and just try to find some pattern in this series. So in this series, as you can see that every alternate number that is from start is the square that is going in a continuous form. So as you can see, this is the square of 1, this is the square of 2, this is the square of 3 and this is the square of 4, right? So you get one pattern, but it is not the complete pattern. So we should also have to see what these are, right? So we can also see here that this is the cube of 2 and this is the cube of 3, right? So this we can say that it will be the cube of 1. So in that manner, if we go, we have 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, right? So we have got a pattern here that it starts from 1 square and then 1 cube, then 2 square, 2 cube, 3 square, 3 cube, 4 square, and as you know, it's going to be 4's cube, right? And in that manner, our series would be 1, 1, 4, which is the square of 2, 8, cube of 2, 9, square of 3, 27, cube of 3, 16, square of 4, and 64, cube of 4, right? So here we got the value 64 that comes in place of that question mark here. So our answer will be 64, right? So now let's jump into our question and see whether this option is present there or not. So here is our question, and as you can see, option B is 64 and that is our answer to this question. Now let's jump on to our second question, and the question is, find out the one wrong term from the below number series. So here we have given a series which is complete series, but there is one wrong term and we have to find that wrong term from this given series, right? So here is that given series. Now let's explore this series and try to find some pattern of how this series is going on, right? And there is one wrong term, we have to find that one. So let's try and understand this series first. So do the same that you have done in the previous question. Pause this video for few seconds and just try to understand this series, like how this series is going on. Let's see how to approach this series. So the approach to solve this series would be, what we will do here is that we are going to multiply 1, 2, 3 to the previous numbers in this series. Like you can see here, I am multiplying 1 in this number, 2 to this number, 3 to this number, 4 to this number, 5 to this number, 6 to this number, and that's how we will get an approach. We are getting an approach that how this series is going on. So once you multiply that, you will get numbers as, the first number is as it is 3, second is 3, third is 8, fourth is 30, fifth is 128, sixth is 680, seventh is 4110. So by seeing these, you can somehow match it with this series, right? The first element is the same. Second, we have 3 here. Here it is 4. And third element, here it is 8. Here it is 10. Here it is 30. Here it is 32. Here it is 128. Here it is 136. Here it is 680, 685. And at last 4110. And here 4116. So what now we are going to do here is, where we have multiplied 1, there we have adding plus 1. Where we have multiplied 2, there we are adding plus 2. Where we have multiplied 3, there we have adding 3. Where we have multiplied 4, we are adding 4 there, and in the same manner we are doing in this series. And you can see here we are doing plus 1 here, plus 2 here, plus 3 here, plus 4 here, plus 5, plus 6. And once you do that, now you will get an understanding, or you will get a pattern in this number series, and that is 3, 4, here it is 4, 10, 8 plus 2, 10, 33, 30 plus 3, 33, 128 plus 4, it is 36, 680 plus 5, it is 685, and 4110 plus 6 equal to 4116. So now you can see that this number is different from this in the given series. So in our question, what they have asked is, there is one wrong term and we have to find that. So in this case, this is that one wrong term. In that place, it should be 33, right? So now let's jump on to our question and see, is that option is available there or not. So as you can see, option B, 32, is the answer for this question, because that is one wrong term that were present in that number series. I hope you get an understanding of how to approach this question, where you have to find one wrong term in the series, right? Now let's jump on to our next question. So here is our next question, and the question is, find out the missing term from the series given below. So here, as you can see, this is an alphabetical series, right? So now let's explore this series and see how this series is going on. So here is that series that we have given in the question: A, Y, B, Z, C, D, W, E, X, F, G, U, H, V, I, J, S, K, T, L, and the next element that we have to find. So we have to find the fifth element that will come in this series, right? So just do one thing, as you have done in the previous questions. Just pause this video for a few seconds and just try to explore this series. Okay, so in this series we are going to approach it by letter, like A. For first word, letter A. Then for the second term we are focusing on letter D. Third term we are focusing on letter G. Fourth term we are focusing on letter J. So what we can see here is that we are basically plus 3 of the previous letter, right? So as you can see, our first letter is A, and then D, then G, then J, and in fifth element we should get M as the first letter, because we are following this approach, and according to this approach we are doing +3 of every alphabets, right? So in the same manner, now let's focus on second letter of every element, right? So as you can see, Y, W, U, S, right? So here is also there's one pattern which is going on, and the pattern here is it basically subtracting 2 from the previous alphabets. So in that case, Y, and you are subtracting 2 alphabets from there, or I can say if you are going 2 alphabets back from here, you will get W, and if you get 2 alphabets back from W, you get U, and if you get 2 alphabets back from U, you will get S, and if you get 2 back from S, you will get Q, right? So this is the approach for second letter, and in the similar way we are going to approach for the third letter, and for third letter the approach is going to same as the approach for first letter. We are just forwarding +3 from the previous letters, so B, and if you forward by 3 letters you will get E, forward by 3 letters you get H, forward 3 letters by H you get K, forward 3 letters from K you get N for that. And in that case, for fourth letter we are going to similar approach that we were followed in second letter, that is backward of 2 letters or -2 from the previous letters. And in that case you can see Z, and if you go 2 backward you get X, 2 backward get V, and if you get 2 backward you get T, and in that manner here you get R, right? And for fifth letter also we are going to follow the approach of first letter. We are forwarding by 3 letters of the previous letter. So as you can see here, C forwarded by 3 letters we get F, F forwarded by 3 letters we get I forwarded by 3 letters we get L, and L forwarded by 3 letters we get O here. And this is that term, that final term that we need, that is MQNRO, right? So as you can see in the option, it is there, option B, MQNRO, that will be the answer for this series, and that is the fifth element in this series that will come here. I hope you get an idea of how to approach these kind of series, right? Now let's jump on to the third topic on our agenda, that is sitting arrangement problem. So in the sitting arrangement problem, it basically involves arranging a group of people, objects or elements in a specific order or position according to a set of given condition or constraints. So in a typical sitting arrangement problem, you are provided with a description of the sitting arrangement and a set of rules or conditions that dictate how individuals or objects are to be placed. And our goal is to determine the final arrangement of people or objects based on the information that we have provided, right? In order to solve sitting arrangement questions, it's better you make a simple diagram according to given questions. By doing so, your questions get solved easily and very quickly. So here are different kinds of diagram that you come to see while solving sitting arrangement problems. So it can be linear, circular, rectangular, or I can say sitting in a rectangular table or in the diagonal sitting arrangement. So these are some basic diagrams that you come across while solving different kinds of sitting arrangement problem, right? Now let's jump on to our first problem, and the question here is 5 girls are sitting on a bench to be photographed. Seema is to the left of Rani and to the right of Bindu. Mary is to the right of Rani and Ritu is between Rani and Mary. So here we have given some information, and according to this given information we have to show the final sitting arrangement of these 5 girls, right? So now let's make a sample diagram, and with the help of the information that we have provided here, we make a final diagram. So here I have made a sample sitting arrangement of these 5 girls who are sitting in a bench. So now let's use the information that we have provided in the question let's find their final sitting arrangement. Okay, so the first information that we have given here is Seema is to the left of Rani. So yes, here in this sitting arrangement, Seema is already to the left of Rani. And next, here it is written that Seema is to the right of Bindu. So Bindu is here and Seema is here. So what we will do is just shift the position of Bindu. So we are shifting the position of Bindu to the left of Seema. So as you can see, I have shifted the position of Bindu here, and now Seema is to the right of Bindu and to the left of Rani, right? Now we have covered this information that we have provided. Now let's see our second information, which says Mary is to the right of Rani. So where is Rani? Rani is here and Mary is to the right of Rani. So yes, Mary is already to right of Rani. So this information is also covered. Now the third and last information that we have provided is Ritu is between Rani and Mary. So Ritu should be somewhat here. Yes. So what we will do, we shift the position of Ritu and make her sit between Rani and Mary. So I am shifting Ritu somewhere here. So as you can see, I have shifted Ritu also now. So this will be our final position of these 5 girls. We have covered all these 3 information and made their sitting accordingly, right? Now let's see our first question, which says who is in the middle of the photograph. So here are 5 girls and the middle of this 5 girl will be this third girl who is sitting here is Rani, right? So our answer will be Rani for this question. I hope you are understanding how we are approaching this kind of problems, yes? The second question is who is sitting immediately right to Ritu? So where is Ritu? Ritu is here, and to the immediate right of Ritu we have Mary, right? So our answer for this will be option C, Mary, right? Now let's jump on to our next question, and our question here is P, Q, R, S, T, U, V and W are sitting round the circle and are facing the center. So in this question, this P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, they are sitting in a round circle, right? So here our sitting arrangement will be in a circular form. And now here they have given us some information, and using this information we have to give them their final sitting arrangement, right? So let's make a sample diagram for their circular sitting arrangement. So this I have made a sample diagram for their circular sitting arrangement. I have placed all of them here, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W in a circular form, and now using this information we are going to get their final sitting positions. So here is using our first information that says P is second to the right of T, who is the neighbor of R and V. So it says that P is to the second of T, right? So T is somewhere here and P should be to the second, means P should be somewhere here, right? And following it says who is the neighbor of R and V, which means T is also the neighbor of R and V, right? So according to the information that we have in this first information, I have placed P here to the second right of T, right? And also I have placed V and R as the neighbor of T, right? Now let us see our second information and what it says. It says that S is not the neighbor of P. So where is S? Here it is S, and P, it is here. So this information is also true. They are not the neighbor. And coming to the third information that we have, it says V is the neighbor of U. So where here it is V and we have U here. So what we will do, we will place U here and S to the position of U. So as you can see in this diagram, I have placed S here and U here, right? Now this information is also covered. And coming to the fourth information, which says Q is not between S and W. So Q is here and S and W. So this information is already true here. Q is not between S and W, right? And let's see the last information, which says W is not between U and S. W is here and U and S are here. So yes, it is not between U and S. So this is our final setting arrangement of these 8 P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, right? Now let's go to the question. So let's see our first question, which says which two of the following are not neighbors. So the first option that we have given is R and V. So R is here, V is here. So these are not neighbors. Next UV, U and V, they are neighbors. R and P, R, P, yes, they are also neighbor. QW, Q and W, yes, they are also the neighbors. So our option will be option A, R and V, who are not the neighbors. Yes. Now let's see second question, which says which one is immediate right to the V. So immediate right to the V is T. So our option will be option D, T. So yes, that is the correct option. Now let's jump on to the fourth topic on our agenda, that is clock-based problem. So in the clock-based problem, it basically accesses your ability to read and interpret analog clocks and understand the concept of time. So in these problems, you are typically presented with a scenario involving a clock and you need to determine a specific information related to clock's time or position based on the given condition or clues. So a clock is composed of 360 degrees and divided into 12 equal divisions, where the angle between the consecutive divisions is obtained by dividing the total angles of a clock, that is 360 degree, by the number of divisions, that is 12, and you get 30 degrees for each division. Here are some values that help you while solving clock-based problems. The angular value of a minute is 6 degree. A speed of a minute hand is 6 degree per minute, and a speed of an hour hand is half degree per minute. So these are some values that will help you while solving clock-based problems. Now let's jump on to our first problem, and the question is what will be the angle between the minute hand and the hour hand of a clock when the time is 4:20, right? So in this question what we are asking is that we have to find the angle between a minute hand and an hour hand when the time is 4:20, right? So in analog clock 4:20 look somewhat like this, right? So whenever there is a problem where we need to find the degree between an hour hand and a minute hand, so there is one trick to find that degree, and the trick is just multiply hour or the hour that you have given. In this case I have given 4, so just multiply 4 with 30 and multiply your minutes that you have given. In this case I have given 20 minutes, so just multiply 20 with 11 by 4, right? So once you do that, you will get 30 into 4, that is 120, and 11 by 4 into 20, that we will get 110. And once you solve this, you will get your answer as 10. So here our answer is 10 degree. That means the angle between hour hand and minute hand in this time 4:20 will be 10 degrees. So now let's jump on to our problem and see there. So here you can see option B, 10 degree. So this is the answer of this question. So this is the trick of how you can find the angle between a minute hand and hour hand. Now let's jump on to our second question. And the question here is, a clock is set at 5 AM in the morning. How many degree would the hour hand have cumulatively covered when the time is 10 AM? So in this question, what it is saying that a clock is set at 5 a.m. and it was asking that how many degrees the hour hand will move when that hour hand will come at 10 a.m. Repeat. So it was asking that how many degrees the hour hand will move from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. So as you can see in this analog clock, this is where the hour hand at 5 a.m. will be, and this is where the hour hand at 10 a.m. it will be. So in this question, we have to find this degree. So we have to find this degree. So to find this degree, what we will do is just divide 360 by 12, because this whole clock is of 360 degree and we are dividing it into 12 equal parts, right? So once you divide it with 12, then multiply 5, because from here to here the difference is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just multiply 5 there and you will get the answer as 150. Right? So in that case, our answer will be 150 degree for this question. I hope you get an idea of how we approached for this question and get the answer. Now let's jump on to our third problem, and the question is a watch loses 5 minutes every hour and was set right at 8 a.m. on Monday. When will it show the correct time again? So in this question it was saying that a watch that was set on Monday 8 a.m. which was losing 5 minutes every hour. So we have to find that when will again it will show the correct time. Right? So I'm sure you have heard this saying that even a broken clock is right twice a day. However, a clock which gains or loses a few minutes might not be right twice a day or even once a day. It will be right when it has gained or loses exactly 12 hours. So for this question, for watch to show the correct time again, it should lose 12 hours, right? So as given in the question, watch loses 5 minutes in 1 hour, right? So this was given in our question. So according to that, it will lose 1 minute in every 12 minutes, right? So according to what we have given, that is that it will lose 5 minutes in 1 hour, we can say that it will lose 1 minute in every 12 minutes, right? So these we can say from the given information in our question. And in that case, it will lose 12 hours or 720 minutes in 720 into 12 minutes, that is 144 hours, or we can say it 6 days, right? So the correct time it will show is after exactly 6 days from 8 a.m. Monday. So let's jump on to our question and see there. So as you can see, we have given 8 a.m. on Monday. So that's when the watch was set. So the correct time it will show will be after 6 days. So in that case, it will show the correct time again at 8 a.m. on Sunday. So this is our answer for this question. I hope you get an idea how we approached for this question. So it felt lengthy because I tried to explain you in a detailed manner. And once you try to solve 2 or 3 questions of this type, it will be very quick for you to solve these kinds of questions also. Okay, now let's jump on to the last topic on our agenda, that is direction sense problem. So in the direction sense problem, it accesses your ability to understand and navigate directions based on the given information. So in these types of problem, it is often presented with the scenarios involving individuals or objects moving in different directions, and you are required to deduce their final positions or directions based on the provided conditions or clues. So basically there are four main directions, that is east, west, north, south. So these directions will help while solving the problems. And there are four cardinal directions, that are northeast, southeast, southwest and northwest. So these cardinal directions and our four main directions will help us while solving this direction sense problems. And there is one more important point, is that at 12 noon the rays of the sun are vertically downward, hence there will be no shadow. So this is one special point, or special, I would say a special mention, because this will be helpful to solve some particular problems related to that, right? Okay, now let's jump on to our first problem, and here our question is: a man walks 5 kilometers towards south and then turns to the right. After walking 3 kilometers, he turns to the left and walks 5 kilometers. Now, in which direction is he from the starting place? So in this question, we have to tell from the starting point to the end point where a man is from the starting point to the end point, right? So let's try to make a rough diagram, and that will help us to understand this problem even better and help us to solve this problem quickly. So let's make a diagram according to this question. So a man walks 5 kilometers towards south, right? So I am taking direction here. It is north, south, west and east. So according to this direction, we are going to solve this problem. So a man walks 5 kilometers towards south and then turns to the right. So the man is turning to west. And once he turned and walked 3 kilometers there, he again turns to the left and walking 5 kilometers in that direction. So means a man is walking 5 kilometers again in the west direction. From here, the man is again walking 5 kilometers to the west direction. So what in our question is asked, that we have to tell in which direction a man is from here. So we have to tell our directions from this. So a man is in this direction. A man is in downward left direction. So it will come in this direction. So what this direction is, it is west, south. So this direction will be southwest direction, right? So this, you can see in this diagram, the man is in this direction, the southwest direction, from the starting point. So the starting point is somewhat here and the end is here. So according to that, our answer for this question is southwest. Now let's jump on to our next question. So the question is, a man is facing northwest, he turns 90° in the clockwise direction, then 180° in the anti-clockwise direction, and then another 90° in the same direction. So which direction is he facing now? So we have to tell the final direction of that man in this question, right? So let's make a rough diagram and try to solve this problem according to the information that we have provided here, right? So this is a rough diagram that I have made, and I have placed this man in the northwest direction, right? This is our northwest direction. I have placed that man in northwest direction. So these are the three statements using which we are going to find the final position of that man, right? So according to the question, or according to the information that we have here, right? First information says that man turns 90° in the clockwise direction. So this is how a clockwise direction is. So man is first turning 90° in the clockwise direction, and after turning 90°, the man will be here in this direction, northeast direction, right? So the second statement says, then it turns 180° in the anti-clockwise direction. So now the man again moving 180° to the anti-clockwise direction, and once that man is moving 180 degree to anti-clockwise direction. Now the man is here in southwest direction, right? And the last statement it says that he turned another 90 degree in the same direction, right? So right now he is here, and from here he turned 90 degree again in the same direction. So right now he was in this direction, that is southeast direction, right? So now let's jump into our question. So here is our question, and this is the final position of that man. So according to our question and the information that we have provided there, the answer will be southeast. The man was in the southeast direction. Now let's jump on to our third problem, and our question here is, each of the following questions is based on the following information. So the first information that we have provided is 6 flats on a floor in 2 rows facing north and south are allotted to PQRSTU. So PQRSTU are these 6 flats, right? Next, Q gets a north facing flat and is not next to C. S and U get diagonally opposite flats. R next to U gets a south facing flat and T gets north facing flat. So these are the information that we have given, and according to these information we have to make a rough diagram. So let's try to make a rough diagram, and so here I have made a rough diagram, right? So as in the first information that is provided, it's saying that there has 6 flats but they are in 2 rows. One is facing to southwards and another is facing to northwards. So I have made this diagram according to that only. These are facing to southwards and these flats are facing to the northwards. So now let's try to make our final positions of these flats according to the information that we have provided in this question, right? So these are the 4 informations that according to which we have to find final positioning of our flats. So the first information that we have provided here, I have already covered that while making a rough figure here. So the first information says that there are 6 flats on a floor in 2 rows. So I have made the flats in 2 rows facing north and south. So one is facing southwards, another is facing northward. So I have made this rough diagram according to that only. And here are the 4 flats, that is P, Q, R, S, T, U. So I have given the names to that flat according to that, right? So now let's see our second information that we have provided, and it says that Q gets a north facing flat and is not next to S, right? So here what it is saying that Q is getting a north facing flat, but here I placed it as a south facing flat and is not next to S, right? So what we have to do is we have to place this flat somewhere here and it should not be next to S. So I am placing Q at this position. As you can see here, I have placed Q here and U at this position. I have just interchanged that. And now let's read our third statement, which says S and U gets diagonally opposite flats. So let's check that S and U gets diagonally opposite flats. So this was in not correct order. So according to third statement, flat U should somewhere be here. So these will be diagonally opposite flat. Just change that. So as you can see, I have changed these two now. So now our first, second and third statements are covered. Now let's read out the fourth statement, which says R next to U. So R is next to U. As you can see here, R is next to U. Gets a south facing flat. So yes, these are south facing flats only. And T gets north facing flat. Here is T and it is getting a north facing flat, right? So we have covered all these four information, and according to that we get our final positioning of these flats. So this is our final positioning of the information of the flats according to the information that we have provided. Now let's go to the question. So the question is, the flats of which of the other pair than SU is diagonally opposite to each other. So the question is saying that other than SU, which other pair is diagonally opposite. So the pair will be PQ. So this is another pair that are diagonally opposite like this. So our answer will be QP, option A, right? So this is the answer for this question. Now let's see our second question, which says, which of the following combination gets south facing flats? So these are the north facing flats and these are the south facing flat. So this is our combination for south facing flats. So repeat. So our answer will be PRQ. PRQ. This is our option. This is our correct option, that is URP, option C. So here you can see our option C, URP, is the correct answer for this question.
So that's all we have for this video. So thank you for staying with us till the end. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow mates. Also, do subscribe to our Intellipaat YouTube channel to never miss any updates coming from our side.
Just a quick info guys, Intellipaat offers MBA in Finance and Accounting by IU. In IU's MBA in Finance and Accounting program, you gain an in-depth understanding of how to run tightly managed finance and identify revenue boosts. You can also be able to create corporate strategies and identify risk analysis when investing. With this course, we have already helped thousands of professionals in successful career transition. You can check out the testimonials in our Achievers channel, whose link is given below in the description. Without a doubt, this course can set your career to new heights, so visit our course page given below in the description and take the first step towards career growth in the field of finance and accounting.